As far as my starting off in the business is concerned, I was requested by a friend of mine at the time, Sid McDonough, who is now my manager, and, or more recent, my business partner over the last few years, more so than manager. I started off, he asked me to do a charity performance thing over at Riverwood at a hall over there, which he was organising. And I was a mad country freak at that time and enjoyed country music, country and western music and things. I said, yeah, sure, I'll do the show and things like that. And I wasn't really long out of school at the time when it all sort of happened. And I did the show, and it went over quite well with the audience. And after the show was over, we sort of sat around, had some coffee and things like that, and Sid said, do you think you might like to do this business seriously? I said, well, what business? There's no business in the country, really, as far as entertainment was concerned. I mean, you had a few jazz concerts around the place and things like that, but in general, there was absolutely no pop industry. I mean, all we were getting was stuff from overseas, like Presley stuff and the Bill Haley stuff coming into the country, but as far as local talent was concerned, it was just nil and void. And he said, well, I mean, we can create a business. There's money there to be earned. There's something we can get started and make something good out of it. And at the time, O'Keefe had been around, but he was sort of doing a lot of imitation things on jazz concerts of Johnny Ray and all of those sort of things. And then John started recording rock music and getting into the rock music field. And so we said, yeah, okay, well, let's give it a fly and see how it goes from there. And that's basically how I started. From there, we got ourselves organised. I think we had about 40 pound between us at the time, and we thought, well, if we're going to start, there's not much to start on, and we spent half of that on getting photographs done and things like that. And I gave my job away because we thought, well, it's going to be enormously hard to try and do two things, like do a day job and try and break into another business as well. And Sid gave his job away, I gave my job away, and we just sort of started out to do this thing. And we had a few friends around the place. I used to go to a few dances and things like that before I came into the business, and I knew a few of the musician guys around the place. And one friend of mine, particularly Johnny Charters, which I'd known for a while, and I said to John was piano player, and I said to John, we're going to break into this business. Would you like to be with us and form a group? And he was quite enthusiastic about it, said, sure, this is great, and so we sort of, between John and myself, we organised up a bunch of guys and we put a 5-piece band together. Then came the thing of finding a name for the band, and at that time there was a lot of in sort of names, and we settled on Johnny Rebb and the Rebels, which was quite a catchy thing and an in thing at the time. From there, we started doing a few sort of minor lunchtime concerts and things like that, and we thought, well, the record side of it's the next side of it. We did a demo thing at the old TUE studios, which we hawked around to get a record contract, actually. A thing called Bip Bop Bip and My Special Angel, and if anyone ever gets onto a copy of that, it's worth a fortune, because there was only 20 pressings pressed of it. My first contract was with EMI. We did a cover version of the Chuck Berry thing, Johnny Be Good, and another thing called Rebel Rock, which kind of flunked on its ear a bit, but that's worth a lot of money today too, if someone can get onto it in good condition.
Johnny Rebb did not record for Festival initially, although he did come on to Lead On, which was distributed by Festival and taken over by Festival in due course. So he came around another way. Johnny and his manager, Sid McDonough, came to Festival, and I was most impressed with Johnny, to such an extent that I assisted in naming him.
John Laws, of all people, was the gentleman responsible for giving me my first hit record, which was Hey Sheriff. It was a very crude recording by Rusty and Doug, which was very hillbilly and very countrified. And because rock and roll was the big thing, we said, well, all right, let's try and transform this into a rock and roll song, and which we did. And fortunately, it became an enormous hit for me, which I'm very thrilled about. Hey Sheriff was released November 1958. Actually, it was rather a sleeper because it didn't become a hit till January of '59, and it got a lot of airplay. And January '59, it took off.
Hey, gotta be a pop.